Hey guys, drdecks here. Today we're going to be checking out this new Makita impact driver. It's kind of more known as a smart driver because there's so many settings on it. It's model number GDT01. I'm going to use this tool mostly for driving like I'm used to driving screws and nuts and bolts. But we started reading the manual a little bit, and man, there's a lot of features right here in this little setting. And there's also a quick feature on top. But right out of the box, we are using a 40 volt battery because it's a 40 volt tool. And it's a 4 amp hour battery. It's fully charged, so you can see the charge on it. And it's set up right now for just all-in mode. Like it's all the settings are all the way up. And that's usually how I'm going to use this tool. There's not too many applications where I'm going to use a tool with a lesser setting, but sometimes in sheet metal and other items, like if you're screwing gutters together or something like that, you maybe don't want the aluminum to strip. There's settings that will allow this drill to go into a certain point and then stop before it overdrives the screw. In case you're a little trigger happy or you sneeze or whatever, it'll stop the screw for you so you're not trying to feather it in there or you overdo it or whatever. So we're going to go over some of those features here in a minute. I do like the light setup. There's a dual light setup on this drill. It has a keyless chuck that fits any 1/4 inch drive bit, and it goes in. You just pull back on this area here and push the bit in, and it's locked, and it won't come out until you pull back on this and pull it out. So we're used to those type of fittings. We really like them, and they work well on these impact style drivers. There is a loop in the back, but I'm kind of glad they didn't just attach one because we always cut them off. We don't use leashes too much, but in certain circumstances, you got to have them for safety, or if you're working up in really high locations, leashes are imperative, you know, so I'm not knocking them. We just don't use them too much in our neck of the woods. It also has a glow-in-the-dark trim ring, which really isn't very noticeable outside, but when you're underneath the house and you can't find your drill and you don't know where the trigger is, you can see this little glow ring and you can find your tool, which kind of becomes invaluable in really dark environments. So just something to think about. It's kind of a brilliant thought process, and that's molded right into the front of this drill. It's got a nice throw on it, so it's a little bit compact, which I really like. I like my drills to be compact like this, and I always love a little snub nose over a longer depth drill. Has forward and reverse and a locker, so you can't pull the trigger in case you're transporting your tools in a box or something and they roll around. Sometimes we've left them on and then a drill will fall or a tool will fall on this handle and it'll sit there and run until the battery dies. You just don't want to do that. So let's go over some of the features of this drill, and then we'll test it against another popular impact driver and see how it does as far as strength and quickness. And we'll see if there's any difference in how long it takes to drive a screw of like a Fastenmaster ledger lock 5 inches in and then pulling it out. All right, so here's the drill, here's the panel. There's all kinds of different settings and modes in here. There's a light switch right here that you can actually turn the lights on and off. So if you push this and hold it down, well, let me turn the lights on. If you push the switch and hold it down, you can actually turn the lights off. Then when you use the drill, it doesn't work. But I always like to have my lights on, so I always keep my LEDs going. So this mode here gives you your impact driver strength. So right now it's set to 4, which means it's gonna go all in on the force. And if you push it once, it's gonna go to 3, which would be high. So 4 is max setting, 3 is high, 2 is medium, 1 is low, and then you push it again and it goes back to 4. So 4 is max, fast, 3 is high, 2 is medium, and 1 is low. So if you don't need full force impact, you can adjust how much impact you give the drill by programming it into one of those 4 speeds. And this button right here is the assist mode, and you can function all kinds of different settings through it too. So if you hit it once, it goes into wood mode, and that mode helps to prevent a screw from failing at the beginning of driving. So it's a low speed rotation at first, and then as it starts to impact, the speed will increase to reach maximum speed. Hit the button again then it's number 2, which is the first mode of tightening. So they call this T mode, and it basically helps prevent the screws from over tightening, and it also can give you a nice finish. It starts out drilling at a high speed rotation, but it starts to slow down once the impact is felt in the drill. From there, we can go to T mode 2. This mode helps the screws from breaking and stripping, and it basically drives a screw with high speed rotation, then it slows down the rotation when the tool starts to impact. So T mode 1 is made more for lighter gauge materials, and T mode 3 is a little bit heavier gauge material. It prevents the screws from breaking and stripping in thicker materials, and it also starts with a higher speed rotation, and then it kind of slows down as it starts to impact. All right, so you hit this button again, and it goes into bolt mode, and this is bolt mode 1. And on this one, the tool will stop automatically. It starts as soon as it starts to feel an impact. And bolt mode 2, it'll stop after impact plus about 1/3 of a second. And then in bolt mode 3, it will impact for an additional 1 second after it starts to feel impact. So those impact settings may make it so that you can easily drive a bolt up to a certain point, or possibly make it go for up to 1 second after you hit impact. And so then there's also a quick mode switching button up here. So you can program your drill to run in any of those speeds, with any of those impact levels, with those different types of modes, and then program them into the drill with this button here. Right now, it just lets you function in between the 4 different speeds of the drill, but you can actually hold down certain buttons after you program a setting that you like, and program it into the drill so that you can always have those certain functions available to you quickly instead of having to run through and set them on the drill. So I think there's quite a few combinations that you can use when you're using this drill to create all those additional features that will make this drill maybe one of your favorites, because you might be able to run wood screws in it one day, and then maybe the next day you're running sheet metal screws. If you run a lot of sheet metal screws, there's definitely a function on this drill that you're going to benefit from. All right, guys, so I'm going to start with impact mode on the lowest setting. Okay, now I'm going to go up a level. And again. And here's on max. All right, so those are your 4 impact speeds. Now we're gonna switch into assist mode, and we're gonna try number 1, which is wood, and see what happens. So it stopped as soon as it started to impact, it stopped. So this is a little heavy duty for that. Funny thing is, it'll still let me back out the screw, okay? Now, we're gonna skip through the next 2 modes because it's more for sheet metal. We don't have any sheet metal here unless I rip a gutter off the side of the house. And if you want me to do that, leave a comment below and click the subscribe button and I'll consider it. Okay, so now we're gonna go into bolt mode. And again, as soon as this impact hits, it's gonna stop. As soon as the impact anvil snaps, it's gonna stop. Okay, now we're gonna put it in mode 2. And this time it's gonna go for 1/3 of a second longer than when it first hits impact. Interesting. Okay, that was kind of cool. Now let's go for a full second. This time it's gonna go for a full second until it hits impact. Here we go. So those are your 3 bolt modes. Now, when you're fastening a bolt, I know that I'm not using machine bolts and nuts and all that stuff, but you can see how that could be beneficial if you want to torque something a little bit, not at all, and you're just ram jamming nuts onto bolts. You could do it so as soon as it impacts, it stops, and then you can torque it to your specified torque settings. Or if you're not using a torque setting and you just want to go for 1/3 of a second after it starts to impact, you can do that. Or you can go for a full second for different reasons, as far as machine bolts, mechanical bolts, and that kind of thing. So now that we've ran through some of the settings, and if I happen to like that specific setting, I hold down certain buttons on the drill, and then I hit this button up here, and then it'll program that as a quick way to get to that particular setting instead of cycling through all the buttons to get me to that particular setting. Right now it's back to default because I just tapped this button, and now I'm on high speed, which is what we're gonna do next, is do a speed test between this drill and a DeWalt drill, just to see how this one works as far as driving into wood with a Fasten Master ledger lock. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Well, that was pretty close. All right, guys, now we're gonna do a reverse test before we switch. 3, 2, 1. Wow, the DeWalt smoked the Makita on the reverse. Interesting. Okay, we're going to set this up again. The DeWalt is on the highest speed, and so is the Makita. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. The Makita actually beat the DeWalt. I just happened to pull off the trigger a little tiny bit early, but it hit first. But it was pretty fast. Okay, now we're gonna do the reverse test one more time, just for giggles, okay? In 3, 2, 1, go. The DeWalt still beat the Makita in reverse. So how ironic is that? That this drill, I mean, this drill barely outperformed this drill going in, but then on the reverse side, this drill smoked this drill, in my opinion, as far as coming out. If you're only concerned about pulling screws, then this would be your best bet. But if you want something that's multi-programmable and functional so that it does many different features, then I think this 40 volt would be a good bet. Again, it's gonna be about brand of choice, and battery platform is the most important thing here. I think your battery platform outweighs just about any other feature or decision that you make on a particular brand. So if you like the 40 volt platform, it's kind of the wave of the future for this Makita brand, great. If you like the 5 amp hour power stacks from DeWalt, 5 to 8 amp hours, they make some really great batteries. We have had a couple fail on us lately though, so that's something that you definitely need to think about when you're choosing a battery platform, is longevity, warranty, and how long do they take to charge. These batteries charge pretty quick. The Makita ones were charging up pretty quick. So I think today this drill is your winner. It does go in a little bit faster, plus all the programmability of it makes it a really versatile drill. And I think that, you know, especially for an impact driver, it's giving a lot more functions than a standard impact does. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, guys, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.